Well, thank you, everyone. It's really nice to see that many people who are interested in influencer marketing, because it's kind of a very trendy topic right now, and well, I hope I will entertain you a little bit. So I'm Business Development Director in a creative mobile performance agency, which is called Zorka.Agency. As you may guess from my accent, we come from Russian-speaking territory, so we are located in Belarus. I'm going to speak about influencer marketing because, well, I will mostly focus on user acquisition goals and challenges that one can face when working in that channel. Well, first of all, I would like just to, ouch. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I would. That's good. So that's the clicker, and how do I switch to the next slide? Huh? The green one. All right. It's still not working. Okay, that's one. So the agency, we started that in 2014, and we focus on user acquisition for mobile games and mobile applications. We started with Russian clients, but we work worldwide right now. So we have like 50 people, lots of projects, and we are doing influencer marketing as part of our service offering. Well, I believe everybody knows what influencer marketing stands for. So this is mostly the user acquisition process, which is done through the influencers, which are located on YouTube or Instagram or even Facebook or Twitch or whatsoever channels. So why is that important? Why is that so needed? Because the amount of audience, of younger audience that is not watching TV, is not using traditional media, is dramatically big, and even the older audience is also going into mobile, so they're watching YouTube videos a lot. So as you may see from this data, there is a certain amount of audience volume that can be reached only through this channel. So that's why it is impossible to ignore the skyrocketing popularity of certain influencers, and as a matter of fact, there are lots of brands, like world-known brands, who go after that popularity because the influence of the YouTubers on the audience makes them sell their products better. So, and that's why also mobile gaming industry started looking in that direction, and we also started to do the same. There are quite many challenges that you may address doing user acquisition through influencer marketing. Well, first of all, this is the amount of the burnout of traffic that you get from the other channels. This is also the slowdown of your organic growth, and well, you raise the awareness of your game, overall awareness of your game. There are some additional benefits that you can also get, is that if you do not have your own video production in-house, you may get that from the YouTuber, from the vlogger. You can also get some analytics about the audience that you will reach through that YouTuber. Well, and there is almost no fraud there. Almost, because there is some. And this is what we have experienced, and I will touch that a bit later. Also, I would like to tell a bit more how we got into that field, because it skyrocketed for Zorka as well. So we started that just like 9 months ago. It was one person inside the team who started working with Plarium, one of our long-term clients. Right now we have a team of 7 people who are working with 3 large clients, similar size to Plarium, and some minor ones. So, if we had like contacts of 30 YouTubers at the very start, right now we can prepare media plans selecting from the base of 1,000 and more of YouTubers. Well, and we are covering, as we started with Russia, but right now we're covering Tier 1 countries, and even Japan and Latin America, and Russia, of course, as well. So, talking about pains and gains in influencer marketing, I would love to focus on specific points. So there are 4 major pains that you will have once you start doing this. So this is selection of the YouTuber who will you be working with. This is the creation of the campaign, so you need to make a brief, you need to understand what kind of video that will be, how long it will be, what we'll be talking about, how it should look like, what will be the points that the YouTuber should address and what the points he should not be addressing. And of course, when the publication and where the publication should be taking place, and also the analysis, the results of the campaigns. So, talking about these campaigns with influencer selection, so first of all, you need to know what kind of audience you're going to reach, because once we do the media plans, we focus on picking the channels that have the major part of the audience that you look after. For example, for social casino games, you need to address the females that are 35 plus. So you need to find them, to seek them in certain YouTube channels. Or, for example, if you have a paid game, I don't think this is the best way to work with YouTuber, but still it's worth a try. But mostly talking about monetization model is more about if you have in-app purchases inside the game, or you focus more about getting your revenue out of rewarded video. So if you have in-app purchases, you should ask the YouTuber to focus on that as well. So if you want to grow fast in the game, you need to purchase something. Well, there are some particularities with the markets. For example, in Latin America, you will get lots of views, you will get lots of downloads, but you will not get almost any revenue because it's like that. We tried it out and it doesn't work good. We can get lots of installs, but you will not get lots of money if you do focus on in-app purchases there. Well, there is also good thing that you should not focus on the best ones, on the, let's say, on the first ones in the list in terms of how much they charge for the placement. Focus on the second ones, because they usually deliver better value and they usually deliver better product, and they're also much more convenient to work with. This comes from our experience, but probably you will notice the same. Well, and yeah, of course you have to be persistent, as you have just heard. The chance that the YouTuber will open your email is really close to zero if you are contacting them not in their native language, or you are not saying that this is paid promotion. As I said, skyrocketed interest towards influencers led to lots of emails that they are receiving on a daily basis. So how they will be selecting who to work with really depends on you. So make those emails really high converting. There was also some pains connected with how to start working with this. So you connected with the YouTuber, so he is interested in doing something together with you, some kind of collaboration, paid collaboration. So you need to brief him to make sure that the outcome that you get is worth the money that you invest in there. So don't try to be super creative. So don't ask for decorations or costumes or super creative scenarios of promoting your videos. Rather focus on doing the video that is 30 to 60 seconds long, that is placed in the first couple of minutes of their own video, that is natively integrated in the content that he is going to talk about, that he is going to cover. So make this native, make this really let's say, smooth integration into his own content, but don't be super creative there. It should be very clear and very direct motivation that he poses towards his audience. So he says, okay, download the game, do this and do that there, and this is the value that you will get inside. And connected with that, it's very important to have some kind of bonus that will be given to the new users. So if the influencer promotes the game and says, for the new users that come through the link which is below the video, there is a special welcome bonus, this raises the conversion a lot. And this also raises the retention of those users afterwards. Well, of course, bloggers' personal attitude to the product is very important. And a major thing here is if the YouTuber, if he doesn't like something about the game, if he doesn't like something about the product, it is important for him to say that as well. So this way he shows that he is unbiased, so he is kind of honest with the audience, so he shows good and bad sides of the product that he's promoting. Well, for example, once we are working with the YouTubers that are located in the United States and we're located in Belarus, there is 11 hours difference between us. So and if we promote games that come from Russia, it is very important to remember that there is this time difference and the communication needs to be done over the night. So our team works over the night in order to stay connected with the guys who are located in Seattle, for example. There are some technical issues that YouTubers face. So we had these examples that sometimes a YouTuber places a link to the game which is not a tracking link. So you cannot judge how were the results of the campaign because everything goes into organic traffic. So you need to make sure to cover those things as well. Well, also, yeah, checking the tracking link is always important. And responding promptly to changes is like once the advertiser wants to do the promotion and some kind of competition, and he says, well, whoever reaches the first place in the game will get the iPhone 7. Well, right now we know that iPhone 8 and iPhone X are coming out, so respond promptly to these changes means, well, be agile, but remember that, for example, Tier 1 YouTubers, those guys in the United States, for example, are very formal. So once you sign a contract with them, and once you have an agreement where the creative description says you are promoting the competition where the main prize is iPhone 7, they will not change it to iPhone 8 or iPhone 10. They are very formalistic. And if you insist, you might even damage the relationship with them. So be careful with that. As the results, well, at first when we started we didn't know anything what to expect, but with the time we understood that we are able to forecast both minimum and maximum numbers of views, of clicks, of installs, and if we are connected to the business intelligence unit of the advertiser, we can even forecast the number of money, the amount of money that you will be generating, so the RPUs. There is some statistics that we are able to share. So the medium conversion from the tracking link, so the number of views to those who have clicked on the link, it is roughly at about 0.3, 0.5%. And the conversion rate in the App Store, so once the user went into App Store and sees the page of the game, so he will get the conversion from 20 to 50%, which is quite high at times. There is an issue with tracking the organic downloads because, as you understand, once you watch the video on your desktop, you may just go directly to the App Store and search for the name of the game. So to our knowledge, to our understanding, from 20 to 70% of the users who are not being tracked, they download the game directly. So, for example, you get 1,000 installs from the tracking link, so you may put from 200 to 700 on top of that went to the App Store directly. So the cost per install, you have to calculate that accordingly. Well, and at times you may just have picked the wrong vlogger, which means, and this is about the fraud. We had an issue with one YouTuber, so he sent us the statistics. So YouTubers, they can either share the statistics with you, so you just see them in the cabinet on YouTube, or they may send you the screenshots. So the guy sent us the screenshots, and we picked him to work for the Tier 1 promotion of the Match 3 game. We were expecting to receive over 40% of the American audience, but instead we received almost 100% of Indian audience, which we are not paying at all. Keep that in mind, so be very attentive to the kind of statistics you are getting, because this kind of fraud may happen. Well, as for the game, I cannot disclose any numbers, to be honest, because we have these strict NDAs with both Playroom and Pixonic, which are large clients with ours. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a monthly basis with us on influencers, which to my understanding means they're getting some good revenue out of that, which is positive ROI for them. But still, in number of views, for the past 9 months, we delivered over 100 million views for Playroom and 25 million views for Pixonic. I would say that, well, the overall amount looks impressive, and the continuation of those campaigns means they're getting positive ROI out of that. We also have some data to share as well. So, you know, user acquisition managers, they mostly focus on CPI. We think that it's not the best approach, particularly in this field, because well, it doesn't really matter how big is the CPI. What really matters is that are you getting positive ROI out of those campaigns or not. But just to give you some examples, for Russian-speaking countries, you get these numbers for particular types of games, and in Tier 1 countries, the numbers are, well, higher, but still, they might seem attractive or not attractive for you. But remember, this is not what matters. What matters is either you get more revenue or not. In order to conclude, I would say that it requires some professionalism, it requires some time, it requires expertise, it requires lots of flights to make successful YouTube campaigns. It also requires a team, because you cannot run a campaign with one influencer. Usually we run campaigns that have from 15 to 30 in there. And these guys, well, are hard to connect to. They're hard to speak to. Well, they have particular needs. You have to address their particular financial troubles. Not all of them have the entities that they will use to get money out of us. So we are using PayPal and other means of transferring money to them. However, if you invest enough time, enough dedication into that channel, you will get positive ROI. This is 100% sure. For example, Pixonic, they took 3 flights to reach 100% positive ROI. So the first flight was 30%, the second one was 70%, and the last one they did was 100 and more. So I advise you to look into the channel, to invest your time into that, and to succeed in that. Well, thank you very much for your time. If you have questions, I will be...
We have some time for questions.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned campaign in CPI in Russia and US.
Yeah.
What about Europe and Latin America?
Yeah, we also do them. Well, for Tier 1 countries, for example, Germany stands for the same pricing as the United States. Well, maybe like 20% lower, but usually it's because of the taxes that YouTubers are paying, so they are running their official business, and that's why the prices are quite similar to what US influencers are charging. So the numbers for CPI that you see for Tier 1 countries are pretty similar to what you will get in Germany.
And how long it takes to run a campaign? In like first contact and...
Well, that's a good question. Well, I would say that to run a campaign that has more than 10 influencers in it, you need to prepare it like 3 weeks in advance, 3 to 4 weeks. Right now we have some processes that are automated inside the agency, but when we were starting, well, to run like with 5, you need like 2 weeks. To run with 10 and more, you either need more people or you need more time. So usually it takes about 3 weeks to prepare a campaign, to agree everything, both on the formal side, so the contracts, and on the creative side, the production itself, and to agree it with the advertiser. And then you just agree on the dates, so you schedule your flights for the weekends mostly, for Fridays, for Saturdays, once the audience is mostly into YouTube, so they watch videos, so you get the maximum number of views out of that.